G'day and welcome back to the Performance by Design Institute. Today we are going to review the initial workshop days where you created your culture code. Whether you were part of that or you're a new team member and you weren't part of it, it doesn't matter. What you have now in your organisation is your culture code. And your culture code is made up of three fundamental parts. Number one, the purpose of the team. Number two, the values, your team identity. And number three, your best behaviours. So let's roll through each of them individually. Number one, your purpose. Now, in your organisation, you may have a new purpose statement. But at the very foundation of any team that we work with, the first piece of energy, I guess, that we introduce them to is the energy that the purpose of the team is to support each other. Simple as that. Whether you've changed that since working with us or not, the energy around the purpose of any team is to support each other. Secondly, we then went through an exercise where you were able to create your value statement, and we call that your team identity. This is the foundation for all conversations about performance. This should roll off your tongue at any given time as you live the values of the organisation. So this is a bit like the how. How do you want to be described? If this is the how, the purpose is the why. So then what are you going to do? Well, you're going to behave in these best behaviours. These are the actions that you're going to undertake and be held accountable to, because if you live these, you'll be known as your team identity and you'll be there to support each other. So that, my friends, is your culture code. After we created that, we went through the profiling exercise, and a lot of people love the profiling exercise. They get to know a bit more about themselves. You would have gone through the little assessment tool to come to understand whether you're a green amiable dove, or you're a red driver eagle, or a cool blue owl, or a yellow expressive peacock. Whichever it was, you learnt more about yourself. By doing that, you were able to generate more understanding of others, develop empathy and compassion towards your teammates. And when you do that, you are able to build stronger professional relationships, which is a real cornerstone of why we're here in the Institute. Once we have the framework of the culture code, we understand our personality traits and each other's traits. We're then able to give and receive feedback. So whether you were part of the initial days or you're new to the team, at some period of time you will have given and received feedback within your organisation, because we understand that giving and receiving feedback is a learned skill. Therefore you can practice it. And so for a lot of people, the feedback that we get about these sessions is they feel liberated. They've finally been able to talk the truth amongst their teammates and share conversations about performance where they can actually drive each other to perform better. What this ultimately does, and this is the part that I love the most, it gives you clarity. Clarity is power. And when you know what you need to do for your teammates to behave aligned to the culture code, you have the power and the clarity and the conviction and decisiveness in order to behave in a way that's connected to the culture code, which builds enormous amounts of trust. It says to your teammates, I can do my job and I can do it under pressure. I'll deliver on my word and I'll behave according to the culture code, and I'll behave in a way that's best for the team and not just what I want to do. So again, review. We built the culture code, your purpose, values, behaviours. We profiled you. We were then able to build the strong professional relationships through giving and receiving feedback. And that's what we built in the early workshop days. Thanks again. Great session. We'll see you next time, because it's all about performance.